Hey everybody, it's David with High Shelf Collective, and tonight we are going to be playing Shadow Scar by Cody Pondsmith, who's with us tonight. Cody, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I think it's going to be a great time.
I cannot wait. So before we get too deep into it, let's do a quick round of introductions for the audience. I'm David Gillespie, part of High Shelf Collective. Here we are. Hopefully that is where you're watching this. And I'm going to kick it over to Cody. Why don't you introduce yourself to the folks who haven't seen you yet, and then we'll kick around to the rest of the players.
Awesome. So I'm Cody Pondsmith. I am line lead and developer on the Shadow Scar TRPG from R.Talsorian Games. I also worked extensively on the Witcher TRPG from R.Talsorian Games. Yes. And I'm here to ruin everybody's lives.
Cannot wait. Taylor. Are you here to ruin everybody's lives or be ruined?
I think mine's going to be ruined. Yeah. Hi, I'm Taylor at Potato underscores and stuff in different places on the internet. I'm easy to find. I pretty much hang out here. I make pretty overlays. I at this point have my hands in so many things. I don't know what the official role is, but pretty things is my favorite one.
Yes. Yeah. Recently moved. If you all are seeing the backgrounds.
Moved. If you see the boxes, maybe by next episode, things will be put together. That's right. But yeah. Game master of all the things. Witcher, obviously. And Cyberpunk Red being the main ones.
Word. Truth. Casey.
Hello, my name is Casey Patterson, the tabletop trucker or Granny Bane, wherever you can find me on Instagram.
I did tag you Granny Bane earlier.
You did. I did appreciate that. I was like, I am coming. When I'm not dodging tornadoes on the ribbon of the highway, I am usually playing games on the High Shelf Collective in some aspect, video or TTRPG, or running games. So you can find me there. Or Instagram is where I mainly post. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. And Ethan?
Hi, everybody. I'm Ethan. I'm at EJ the Gray on most social media and any ones that I'm still on at this point. But I mostly hang around here on High Shelf doing the scheduling for our Twitch streams and stuff like that. So jump in the Discord and come hang out, play some games.
Yeah, the good stuff. All right. Well, with that, I think we can get straight into it, Cody, because this is a session that we're going to be playing around or playing for everybody around Free RPG Day, June 22nd. So we don't have any like really big calendar announcements for us to go through. So Cody, take us away. Bring us into the world of Shadow Scar, and what are we doing?
Awesome. So, into the world of Shadow Scar. We'll start where it all begins at the end of training. It hasn't been a really long time since you joined the Shadow Scar Agency, the multiverse's premier paramilitary organization devoted to keeping the mosaic, the multiverse of worlds around you, secure and safe. Honestly, your body still aches from the hours of meditation, the intensive training, the hard wooden beds, and the obscenely early mornings. But you made it. There might have been a few close calls, but you persevered, and now you've been assigned your first mission. It's supposed to be a softball, something easy for the rookie agents. But hey, you got to start somewhere. We begin with the four of you in the headquarters of the Shadow Scar Agency, an agency of ninjutsu-trained secret agents who go out into the multiverse known as the Mosaic to hunt down monsters known as yokai before they can bring chaos to the many worlds of the Mosaic. We open specifically as you have finished your training in the clans of ninjutsu and become fully fledged agents, ready to go on missions into the Mosaic and test your mettle, as it were. Specifically, you are all coming together outside briefing room 7 for your first official briefing. Let's start with David. you are first on the scene, as it were, moving through these sort of strange anachronistic halls of this massive sort of Japanese style castle, outfitted with all of the modern amenities that you would expect in a modern military base. As you reach briefing room 7, you are outside kind of waiting for the rest of your team to arrive. Tell us about your character, who you're playing, what the others are going to see when they get on the scene.
Yeah. So I was bad and did not pick a new name. So I'm going to stick with the name given. And that is Aisha Sarakaya. She is standing there in kind of fine robes of, I'm going to give it like a gold inlay over purple.
Nice
look. Dark brown hair, pulled back, not into like a ponytail, but more like a waterfall type scenario with some shaved sides going on, because that's my style. And that's this character style too. Aisha she's she's nervous and is kind of like the person who is like overly aware of everyone around them. That is her right now. You know, if there's like a janitor taking out some trash bins down the thing, she's like checked that person twice already. You know, other people minding their business, walking down the hall, she's like nervously glanced enough to understand like I could pick him out of a lineup kind of deal, right?
All right.
And that is her vibe whilst standing here. And I think the other piece that is kind of plain or just you see it on her right away is she's got like a messenger bag. You know, like like one of those like 80s Americana.
Oh boy.
But it's from London, right? So it's like got this sort of like cross-cultural thing going on with this bag. It's got some patches on it and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And so she's got that on her back, and it's got a bunch of like heft to it.
Nice.
And yeah, I think that is her like bit of streetwear that she carries around with her.
Cool. All right. As you're kind of waiting for the rest of your team to arrive, Taylor, you are the next to arrive. You see this woman who's obviously maybe on edge, definitely paying a lot of attention to her surroundings. But then again, you just got finished in about a year of shinobi training, so you might be the same. Tell us about what Aisha sees coming down the hall, as it were.
Yeah. So coming down the hall, and I feel like the general stature is like a little more relaxed, a little more, you know, just like left the job at the door kind of thing, and is like, you know, just walking, kind of loosen up, maybe doing some little stretches. But you see a rather tall gentleman. He's got like long dark hair that's like pulled back in a little ponytail, maybe kind of like swinging on the side of his shoulder. As well as some pretty plain clothing, maybe a little reminiscent of like monk's robes, but not. The styles evolved a little from that, but that seems to be like kind of the basis from the get-go there. I was just like I said, a little relaxed, a little like crooked smile. You see there's like a big old scar that runs across one of his cheeks. And I guess we've known of each other, right? Or
you've only heard of each other.
Heard of each other. Okay, cool. So, just kind of like almost like skips in. Probably, if the seating is like a bench or like a few seats, won't sit in like the one directly next to her, but like pretty close, kind of hands on the knees, and just kind of looks over. He's like, I try to remember everyone's names, and I can. What's your name again? I got a list, but I haven't seen the faces to the names, you know? Oh, I think you're muted, David.
She says, I'm Aisha, and you are certainly Osamu?
Doing better than I was. Absolutely. Nice to meet you. Goes for just like a really like just super relaxed, lazy kind of handshake.
Yeah, she does like the quick and gentle, like she just like puts the hand into your hand and lets you do the thing
really big.
Yeah, and then she retracts it when she feels like you've done enough.
Yeah. And then just kind of leans back at that and just kind of
as this slightly awkward moment is happening, Ethan, you're sort of next on the scene watching this happen as you're coming from your barracks room to the briefing room.
Yeah, I think so Carmen is dressed like in that way where there's like a dress code for your job, but you have to make it yours. So like, maybe a couple buttons undone and like a little bit of like an accent, like maybe a little scarf or something that's not supposed to be there, some sunglasses on her head. And she's got like a sucker in her mouth that she's just kind of like walking. And I don't know if we have like phones necessarily, but would be doing whatever the equivalent of looking at your phone is while you're walking, and just kind of like bump into somebody and be like, oh, hey, how's it going? Is this the thing?
I think so.
And you guys, you're the team?
Are we a team? We must be, because we're all meeting in this room, and this is like a team briefing room, so they would probably be briefing a team, and we might be that team.
Carmen.
All right,
50-50 so far. We're doing great.
Yeah.
Last to arrive on the scene, Casey, you kind of come up just as this is all sort of transpiring. Tell us about yourself.
All right, so Cody, I changed a little things about Mr. Hugo. Right. So Hugo, his name is Hugo. Hugo Ross. He is coming. He's doing. He's just walking down the hallway, and y'all hear the clicking of probably way too expensive shoes, right? And as you guys take a look, he is in a all black suit and tie. His metal arm is fully shown as it's rolled up. It's like one of those dress shirts. The tie is all white, Okay. He's sporting a all full lock of dreads all the way down to his mid back, and he's got red glasses like the like Morpheus as he's walking into the room. I took inspiration of what you had. I'm like, I'm gonna inject this man with melanin.
Making a statement. All right.
Yes.
I specifically I saw them yesterday, my red glasses to wear today so I could feel someone in theme, and then I couldn't fucking find them. But I had the red glasses. I was going to wear them.
I watched Helsing yesterday, and I'm like, I'm going to make Alucard.
Yes.
So he's walking in, and he's like, hello. How do you do, everybody?
Hugo.
Yes. Yeah. And you are...
Looks over to
Osamu, right?
That's right.
Excellent. He goes to shake your hand. It's a good firm shake.
Just big.
Yep.
But both of you like grip extra hard to like be like, yep.
I feel like I'm just for some reason embodying this character. I feel like they're very lanky. Like I just feel like it's a lot of big limbs. Like I'm going very anime, like they're the tall, lanky anime character.
Same, very skinny but powerful, almost like Namami off of Jujutsu Kaisen. He's got that kind of swagger.
Yeah. Nice. As you all come together outside briefing room 7, the door slides open, and you see a small conference room inside with sort of all the anachronistic aesthetic you come to expect from the agency. There's this low table surrounded by cushions at the center of the room with a squat Dharma doll in the center. Meanwhile, all of the walls are lined with the latest LCD screens showing maps and statistics and profiles. There's a tall, lanky man standing in front of one of these screens taking notes. And without looking back as you enter, he says, "Welcome to the big leagues, everyone. My name is Benjiro. I've been assigned as your strike team's handler. Take a seat. We've got a lot to go over."
Aye.
I should, when she sits down, she doesn't take one of the bolsters. She sits like on the ground, right? And she like reaches into her messenger bag and pulls out like a little, like one of those like super thin e-readers, but you can write on it kind of deal. And
what I'm actively doing.
yeah, there it is. Yeah. And so she's got that out, and her index finger is like maybe the tip of her nail or something like that. It's got a little bit of a stylus to it. And so that's how she's jotting down her notes. And it's very like swoopy calligraphy-ish for whatever language she writes in. And so like there's some brushstroke stuff going on there as she's like starting to get her notes in order.
Nice. When you're all seated, Benjiro turns back to you, clicks the remote in his hand. He says, "The screen switches all around the room to a collection of candid photos depicting a haphazard cluster of connected space shuttles floating in space, a battered green shuttle in a hangar bay, and a video of two squat, bulky men in black atmosphere suits hijacking a spaceship." It says, "These two are Daisuke and Hachi, two kappa who've been causing problems in refuge for weeks. They're thieves. They've been hitting banks, breaking into vending machines, robbing people across refuge. They've stolen thousands of dollars at this point and caused quite an uproar." He gestures to that image of the cluster of shuttles. It says, "Our intelligence suggests that they'll be attending a black market auction held in a makeshift space station called the Scattery. We don't know what they're after, but whatever it is, we can't let them get it. Your first mission is to locate Daisuke and Hachi and eliminate them. You'll be transported to the Scattery by one of the agency's smuggling vessels with entry tickets provided. I'll be overseeing the mission. You'll be in contact with me at all times if you need me. Do you have any questions?"
Is this like a black tie event? Like what, or like regular like street clothes type event?
Being held in the Scattery, we gather that the majority of people will be wearing atmosphere suits. The Scattery itself doesn't have any form of artificial gravity, so you're going to be in zero gravity.
Ooh, fun.
Are we to retrieve whatever it is that they're looking for as well?
If you can, then yes, but more important is making sure that they're taken care of.
Taken care of. Is this like a dead or alive situation? Just so I know.
I'll be more clear. Killed.
Okay, cool. First option. All right.
First option.
Benjiro has a moment where
Dead
he
or
kind of
alive.
like, yes.
What is that song where it's like wanted?
Yeah.
And we can't sing anymore because of copyright.
Yeah, just
They will come after us. Universal's very legit.
Yep, exactly.
Like, I don't think any of us sing as well as they do. I don't think they're gonna ping us.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Listen, just get me in the cockpit of any of these starships out here, and I'll have them dead to rights.
Do we need to be quiet about it?
Yes, you will need to be quiet about it. We want as few people brought into the know, shall we say, as possible. You should have a bit of an opportunity in that it is customary for private meetings on the Scattery to be held in private spaceships, which means if you can find a way to lure Daisuke and Hachi back to the ship you will be presented with, you may be able to kill them there while no one else will be able to see. That being said, we gather that there are opportunities on the Scattery, and this is your job. I have no doubt you'll be able to find some way to take care of it. If you have any questions, you can always contact me on your communicators.
Okay.
Would I, just out of character real quick, would I know these to be like yokai or something like that? Or do these just look like just like ne'er-do-wells?
They are yokai. You would have to make a knowledge check to know how much you know about Kappa specifically. Okay. But they are, like, to the little information that you've gleaned, being not from Nakatsukuni initially, so not from the world where these monsters come from, they're kind of turtle creatures of some form. They are using special masks called kamen to hide their physical form and disguise themselves as humans.
Okay. And so could I do that check? Could I see if I know more about Kappa?
So go ahead, and you'll be rolling a number of d6s equal to your mind plus your knowledge.
My mind, so much mind. Okay, cool. So that's 3 for the mind, and then you said 2. She said knowledge.
Yep.
Yes, that's another 2. Fat dice, big rolls. Here we go.
So anything above a 3 is going to be a success. Any 6s are going to be 2 successes.
Boxcars, baby. 2 6s and a 4, and then a 2 and a 2.
Okay. With 5 successes, you know about Kappa.
Their lineage, their habits.
Yeah. They are traditionally more aquatic yokai, amphibious. They are kind of a cross between a human, a turtle, and a frog. They in the past lurked around rivers and areas of, large bodies of water where they would harass, drown, and then often eat passersby and people who came to the river, often going after like pearl divers off on the coast and things like that. They are well armored, being turtles, not particularly fast, and kind of the big things that stand out to you in your sort of recollection are they have a almost an addiction to cucumbers. They're sort of addicted to the taste and texture of cucumbers, which can make them reasonably easy to lure out and sometimes to poison if you have the appropriate.
Think a little trail of cucumbers leading into like a dark alley.
Within a box with a string, so when they go under, just pull it.
Taylor, you and I, we're gonna go places in this game. Got it. I've played many games with Kappa in them. Mm-hmm. Do the Kappa in this game, and does my character know about the little cup of water in their head?
You would. Okay. They have a reservoir of water in the top of their head, which, if drained or dried up in any way, renders them sluggish. Okay. It doesn't outright kill them, but it will make them far more sluggish, much easier to deal with.
Okay.
Oh no, you hit him in the head.
Yeah. So I think then, as we are in this kind of discussion and Q&A portion of the meeting, the way that Aisha kind of delivers all of this to you all is in that bookish dossier style of telling of exposition, right? Mm-hmm. And well, the only other thing I want to throw in here on like character note is that she is like watching to see if she is like making the horrible mistake of telling you all things you already know. Right. So if like any of your characters appear bored, it's okay. It's okay. We can mute that later. I got it.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I got everybody on individual audio tracks. So either way, what I was going to say is she is like nervous about like upsetting people by like, you know, talking down to them or saying something they already know. Right. So she's probably like watching everybody. And if anybody looks bored, she probably skips that fact thinking, oh, they've already heard this kind of deal. So I would love to hear if anybody in the table could say like my character would be bored around like this fact so that we can like kind of know what she doesn't share because she thinks, oh shit, I'm telling everybody things they already know. What is the thing that we could erase from our knowledge and understanding of these guys based on character boredom?
Look, I mean, Asamo is looking at you, listening so intently, looks very engaged in conversation the entire time. What actually sticks is what Taylor will remember later. But they are actively listening and they're like, yes, like full eye contact, like, okay.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
They just want to learn, man.
I think Carmen's like, if there were like freestanding chairs in this room, one was definitely spun around and she's like leaned over it backwards and has the sunglasses back on. So looks super engaged. May or may not be asleep. But when you talk about the cucumbers, she's like, what the fuck? Cucumbers? They're addicted to what? Cucumbers?
Audience engagement? Oh my goodness. She just can't even decide herself.
like literally just like, huh? And then is like a notably different posture for the rest of everything, you know, just kind of like but definitely woke up halfway through. So
okay.
It's one of those woke up halfway through class type situations because of the interesting fact, like, huh? Yeah. That sounds interesting. Hugo's actually also, he's probably not as engaged, but you just notice that he's taking down everything you say, anything of like real interest to him that he might not have known about these things. He has written down on like a notepad of some kind. Well, he's the least of the engaged, but he is engaged. Like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Yeah. Aisha feels like way more comfortable with this group having like succeeded in the exposition.
They listened. They really listened.
He took notes. The big cool guy took notes.
Benjiro, as you kind of finish your exposition, says, if there are no other questions, you can head down to the armory to requisition and then move to the gatehouse for deployment.
All right. Does a little like rock back, the big legs go first, you know, long legs pop up.
All right. So making your way down through the headquarters to the armory, you are here to requisition for the first time. So all of your characters have RP, requisition points, and you should have access to the armory section of the easy mode on page 42 and 43.
42, best page.
So you can requisition a number of things equal to your requisition points. You each individually have requisition points. You can requisition things for other people if you like. If somebody, you know, wants something really expensive, but they also need something else, you can help them out with that.
I have a tool that I want to requisition that does not live in your list, and nor should it ever live in your list. And that is, I want a battery-powered wet dry vac.
Okay. Huh.
I feel like you're sending me into 0G, and I'm about to Wall-E this whole situation.
Okay. All right.
You said it's a blow mode.
So you will be furnished with atmosphere suits, which have vernier packs. So you will be able to navigate in. Though I personally love the image of you sitting there across from the armory attendant and trying to explain why you need a wet drive.
Yeah.
So you will have ways to move in zero G. So that is not I mean, who knows, but it shouldn't be a problem.
All right, I'm gonna still press for it because also as a sneaky player, I want to wet dry vac those cups of water right off their heads.
Okay, go ahead. Let's just roll me a manipulation check. So that's gonna be your spirit plus manipulation.
Spirit. My spirit. All right, let's see how good my spirit is. I don't think my spirit's all that great. Here we go. Oh, it's not too bad. All right. Three whole dice. Let's see how that goes. I got a 4.
4 successes?
4, 1, 4.
Oh, 1, 4.
Is that a success?
So that is a success. So the rest of you are like looking around the armory. You're looking for things to pick out. Nisha has gone over to the armory attendant and is like trying to explain this. And the armory attendant is sitting there looking at you like, what are you talking? This is not a department store. This is a military armory.
Fair. All right, thank you. That's all I got. I'll do my proper shopping now. Thank you for entertaining me.
Just for my clarification, so I figure out what to use my last 1.4 or decide. For the shurikens, is that going to be like, what is the skill attached to that? Is that considered melee or marksman or
that is marksmanship?
Okay. Oh, I guess mine are the same, so it doesn't super matter. Okay, cool. For everyone to think about, I was thinking tracking device might be helpful if we are tracking a person and they get away from us. I was thinking with my last one, because I have 3, I could either grab some shurikens just to have a little bit of damage output, or there's also the security bar. We lock them in wherever we get them.
Yeah, I have one of those on me as part of my normal kit. Is that legitimate, Cody? The kit on the character sheet? Okay, cool. Yes. So the security bar I've got.
That is what's called your personal inventory. You always have access to the things in your personal inventory.
Perfect.
Cool.
Am I missing it, or is there a silencer somewhere around here?
There should be a silencer on your pistol.
I just said I'm looking at the traits and it says loud on my trait sheet.
There is a silencer in your gear in theory.
Okay, cool. Then how would you guys feel like snake scare solution? I can pick that up for 2 RP.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
I've got a couple of tonics and powders as well already in mine. So we can if we find us some cucumbers, we may have a plan.
Yeah. And you all hear over here, Aisha, okay, you don't have the vacuum, but do you at least have cucumbers? Just real good, guys.
I think my character actually says it out loud. I like this one. This one's fun.
Okay, so I didn't realize I scrolled up. I was on my personal inventory. In my weaponry, I already have shurikens. So if anyone else needs a point, I will gladly give it, because the only things I could buy are shurikens and security bar, which we already have. Cool. So I'll get the tracking device if someone wants another point.
I would like to have that point, and I will spend that other point, those 2 other points, and get blinding powder.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
I also have in my inventory already honey wine, which gives them intoxicated condition, and heartache tonic. I can convince some people. Cool. But I can help with some inebriations and silver light dust. I got a lot of
nice
tonics and powders. So
you out here just poisoning people. You out here.
Yeah. I think I just talk in poison.
I'm gonna
Love that.
grab a breathing mask and shuriken
Cool.
because I
We're
don't
gonna have a lot
really
of powder.
need.
She's probably
I
gonna breathe in
don't.
it.
I don't really need like weapons because I just make those or use unarmed strikes, and I already had armor, so it was like, what's left?
Awesome.
Yeah, I will get. Whoops. I think I'm also going to go for the shurikens because that feels good to have a ranged thing that is concealable. And then I think, is the armor concealable?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that as well. So I'll do shurikens and armor.
Okay, cool. All right. If everybody has requisitioned, you move on from the armory, leaving the attendant very confused, and head through into sort of the central section of the headquarters towards what's called the gatehouse. The moment you step through the doors into the gatehouse's inner chamber, you are hit by the scent of moss and chrysanthemums. The inner chamber is a beautiful garden adorned with mossy boulders, sculpted trees, and stone lanterns. Scattered throughout the garden are 10 torii gates, black as night. Through each one, you can see a different world. You see neon spires rising towards a canopy of glass, rain-swept streets where mechanical creatures lumber, bright Japanese-themed back rooms of a casino with what must be a cacophony of slot machines behind the paper doors. The attendant directs you to Gate 3, where you find a view out into a smoky room with a window looking out onto a neon nightclub. As you step through the gate, you're expecting a rush of color or a stomach-turning drop, but nothing happens. One moment you're standing in a peaceful garden, and the next you're in the back room, hearing muffled techno music and smelling smoke and spilled whiskey. You have reached refuge.
Good to be home.
On Refuge, you are in what's called EOS Station, which is a massive Stanford Taurus space station built to house the remaining humans alive in Refuge, those who survived the apocalypse, as it were, that hit Earth by the providence of being on a space station when that happened. You're moving south onto a trolley which takes you down to the spaceport where you'll meet up with your contact, the person who's going to be getting you to the Scattery. As you move through the city, you can see these towering spires going up towards the sort of glass dome ceiling of this massive habitation ring that you are currently in. As you take the trolley down onto the main spire of the station, the gravity starts to lighten as the sort of spinning of the Stanford Taurus lessens as you reach the spaceport. For some of you, this is the first time you've ever been to Refuge. You've heard about it, you've seen images of it, but you've never actually been. Specifically, that is going to be Aisha, Hugo, and Osamu. And how are you dealing with this? Just depending on the fact that some of you have very little concept even for the concept of outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like obvious jaw drop, like head flipping around looking at everything, probably elbowing whoever's near them, or then if no one is near him, just like in space every time, like the air, and just every time he sees something interesting, it's just like, whoa, look at that building. As we just go by things, just doesn't care if anyone responds. He's in his own like, oh my god.
I think Aisha looks to our local guide. Carmen, can you take us to like a nice noodle shop so we can just take a second? And
Yeah. No, there's like, are you more of like a ramen or like an udon or like a
yes,
Udon.
Sweet. Yeah, there's a great, and I hear like if you catch them on the right day, sometimes they use like actual vegetables. It's amazing.
Across your communicator, you hear Benjiro say, "Ladies and gentlemen, you are on a mission. There is no time for udon."
But there might be cucumbers there. Fine.
Okay. Well, thank you for entertaining the thought. And
on the way back, when we clock out.
Yeah.
Hold on.
This will be super quick. In and out.
Yeah.
I like your confidence.
I should have read Hugo a little bit better than what I did. Didn't realize he was from World War motherfucking 1.
Hey, you know.
So he's like, I really should have stopped using opium a while ago.
Oh yeah. Carmen's just like, been there, buddy, and like we'll flick a chip at you. Like a sobriety chip.
Yeah, like a 5-year chip or something.
I got extras.
Thank you. He takes it. He's like, I don't know. At this point, he's like, I don't even know. But yeah, because he's just floating right now. He's like, this is weird.
You know, they said space, but I didn't think it was like space.
As you reach the spaceport, you see this kind of battered old green ship with a large, heavily bearded gentleman in an atmosphere suit standing outside of it, kind of holding onto one of the railing pieces on the ship. As he sees the four of you, he like hails you over, says, you must be my new friends. My name is Olaf Brenn. It's good to meet you.
Big old handshake.
He returns your big old handshake.
Aisha does like a little from way off to the side. Just a little wave.
It is going to be a bit different for some of you, I imagine, but don't worry, you get used to zero gravity very quickly. And he kind of like opens the hatch on the side of this shuttle and like gestures you in.
I'm like, whoa.
I was just hopping right in.
Yeah, he follows.
Yeah, it's probably like a very, very careful, like climb in entrance.
I'm just like doing flips, just like rolling.
As you all get in and you know, attach in, you change into the atmosphere suits provided for you, lock into the sort of seating on either side of the shuttle. Ola says, "All right, everybody, hold on," and he thrusts forward on the pommel, and you feel the engines kick in as the ship starts to take off. As you leave EO station, you are kind of almost suddenly in full zero gravity. Everybody, go ahead and make me an endurance check. You're going to roll plus body and endurance.
Good.
In a D6, right?
Do I have any sort of like bonus on this? Because this isn't necessarily new to me.
You not only have a bonus, you don't have to make this check.
Nice.
You have done this so many times. It's second nature.
I have a singular die, and it was a 5.
What check? Oh, you said endurance? Oh, there
Yeah,
it is.
body plus endurance.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, five dice.
And remind me, what's the 4 up or 5 in?
4 and up, 6 is 2.
4 and up. Perfect.
Double 6s.
Okay.
Nice.
Hugo, you kind of like, you feel it, but you push it down. Carmen, like I said, you've done this. You've been in the pilot seat doing this a million times. Aisha and Osamu, this is the first time you've ever really been in zero gravity, and your stomach just immediately protests. Both of you are terribly nauseous.
Yeah. with the 0 success, I think we see Aisha like grab her messenger bag and like quickly open up like the auxiliary pocket that is always empty, and she just like as discreetly as possible, but with like the loudest retching sound, fills that pocket.
I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you can't do it. I'm gonna do it.
Zips is like, this bag is burned. She's at least has the presence of mind not to release it into 0G room. Yeah, right? She was like, oh God, it's happening. Where am I going to put this? I've got to sacrifice my bag. And, she then starts like emptying its contents into her, like into her clothing and into pockets and stuff like that. She's like, recycling.
You hear a boisterous laugh from the cockpit as Olaf says, "So, any of you ever been to the Scattery before?"
Many times.
Gar just got looks.
Oh my God.
This reminds me of when I got shipped overseas. This is like the Lusitania before it got blown up. I don't feel great, but I'm holding it in. I was a soldier, not a sailor.
Would I have been to the Scattery before? Like, is there like some kind of illegal space racing? Street racing, essentially.
You were not a hardened criminal, but at the same time, you dabbled in a lot. So there's a chance you would have heard of it.
I did dabble in a lot.
There's a chance you would have.
I dabbled.
There's a chance you would have heard of it, but you wouldn't have been there probably.
Yeah.
Olaf says
for pink slips.
Yeah. Olaf says, it's an interesting little workaround, let's say. They put all the station ships together to make a space station for all the criminals to meet. If the LDF, the Lunar Defense Force, gets called on them, all the ships separate, all they scatter. It's worked well enough for them so far. But
Scattery. Scatter.
I never put that
That's
together.
clever. The brains clearly.
Spacecraft.
As you rocket out through space, you have some time as you are kind of moving out through what at first just seems to be open space. You can see the moon off to your right with sort of the big covered domes of the Selene colony, and off to your left you can see the what appears to be just sort of cloud covered, perhaps still burning remnants of Earth.
Yeah, just like home,
What?
I love looking at the burning remnants of Earth my whole childhood.
Yeah, she's probably just watching it.
Yeah.
Carmen, is that what I think it is?
Earth? Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, the smoke storms are looking great today.
What's that?
We used to see if we could figure out like what shapes the storm was making. I swear I saw like, those like sunglasses with the mustache and the nose. I'm pretty sure I saw one of those one time.
You're
I don't
telling
know
me
how that happens atmospherically.
Y'all, when growing up, were doing the same thing that we did when we're looking up at the sky and saw like a lizard? You're doing it with the burning husk of your Earth.
Yeah. I mean, not my Earth, just, that one.
That Earth.
I don't know.
You're handling that quite well as he's like looking down and is like, Jesus.
All of you would be at least tangentially aware of what happened to Earth in Refuge. And it's a big reason that the Shadowscar Agency exists. When the last days of the 100 Years of Sorrow, which is what kind of started this whole thing, went down when the gods banished all the yokai and the fallen goddess Izanami from Nikatsukuni. They all had to go somewhere. And the current agency theory is that Izanami or one of the other corrupted gods landed on Earth in refuge and functionally blighted the planet. For Carmen, you have never been to Earth. You grew up on the space station. So, kind of one day when you were quite a bit younger, you just looked out and Earth just started kind of going black. To this day, the people of Refuge, the civilians of Refuge, think that there was an accidental release of a bioweapon, which caused the blighting. But you know better.
Swamp gas. Classic.
Swamp gas. After a bit, Taylor and David, go ahead and give me another endurance check. You had a little time to see if you can kind of customize yourself. If anybody wants, you can help them. That will give them an extra die.
I will help David's character.
It's not gonna help.
You can try to kind of coach them through this.
Yeah. I'll try to help Osama then, and just so you gotta like kind of roll with it. We're trying to get the inner ear moving in sequence. You see, yeah. Stop flipping. That's not helping.
You need 2 successes.
How does a helping action work in this? Does it give him an extra dice or?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I think he's like, look, you need to go to a happy spot. Think of the happiest place in your head, and you're there right now. For me, it was underneath the tree in Mississippi.
Okay. Yep.
Hey, Peter Pan.
Yep. On the Tams. Yep. Okay. On the Tams. Oh no. Okay. And she's like probably over by the incinerator or recycler hatch or whatever, like her bag like lowering in. She's like, nope, not yet. She's like back facing the bag now into the main pocket.
Yeah. I'm like trying to follow Carmen's advice. But then like I get going a little too much on the spin and it's like a little too much. I got 1 success. So I think I do spin to the incinerator.
So here's the choice. You needed 2 successes. If you'd like, you can mark your Inyo, your connection to sort of the push and pull of the multiverse. That will give you the success you need to get rid of the nauseated condition. But in the future, I can use that back on you to either take a success from a check that you successfully make, or to have an enemy deal more damage to you. But once I use it, you can use it again.
I love it. I'm going to, because I have nothing else to help me.
Okay.
And I don't want to keep vomiting.
So you're pulling yourself together as best you can.
The green starts to finally fade.
David, what are we looking at?
I mean, I had 0 successes, so I totally wrapped into my bag, and now it's in the incinerator.
All right.
As she hurriedly like rips the bag back out of it was on its way in, right? She's like, oh no, here we go. And then she like puts that away, cleans up her face. You have no clue what has just occurred, and she like throws whatever switch it is. She looks at it real quick to figure out what switch it takes to actually like light that thing up. It's like evidence destroyed.
Evidence destroyed. Mission successful.
Yeah, exactly. I was always good at this.
In the distance, you see this this amalgamation of space shuttles all kind of locked together to form this sort of almost looks like a floating junk pile. All centered around this big green freighter. Olaf says, all right, so I'm going to be docking soon. I'll keep the ship docked if you need to get back in for any reason, and when you eventually need to leave. But you'll be on your own. I'm just the getaway driver.
Carver just kind of looks like, sure.
As you slowly make your way over to one of the docking stations of this this makeshift station, you can hear the verniers blasting, kind of getting you the right orientation, and there's a as the docking tunnel attaches, and the blast doors kind of open on one side of the shuttle. Through it, you see a docking tunnel heading out to a second set of blast doors, which is in the process of sort of cycling and opening at the moment. Is there any last minute sort of preparation you want to do before you head into the Scattery?
Is there anything that you guys want me to? Because I just remembered I have a smuggling arm that I can put on. That if I'm reading this right, it's different than my actual arm. Correct?
You are missing your left arm from the elbow down.
Yeah.
So you have a prosthetic. That prosthetic has a smuggling compartment in it.
Okay. Is there anything that's not concealable that you guys want me to try to bring in for y'all?
I think the one thing that I've got that looks like a larger object is probably the security bar or the first aid kit.
So both of those could be concealed under like bulky clothing, but yeah, they're not going to go in like a pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is more like a pistol or shurikens or like something you really don't want found. Because if I'm reading it right, it makes it
very difficult to find.
Very difficult to find versus difficult.
Yep.
I mean, the shurikens are highly concealable. I have a staff. I don't know. That probably won't be concealable in there. But do you want to maybe hide the tracking device in your hand just for now? So that way there's like no chance you maybe lose it, or you can easily deploy it if we see who we need to track.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that then.
Okay. You click open sort of the back of your arm and put the tracking device in there, lock it shut. With your atmosphere suits donned, you are cleared to enter the Scattery.
Beautiful. Quick question: with my homeland ability, like my special sense of spirit sight.
Yeah.
It says by taking an action. Is there a limit to that, or like could I take it as an action now to just kind of get a lay of the land for like the next 10 minutes? But then if I needed to use it again later, I can, or is it a finite?
Oh, it is not a finite thing.
Okay, cool. I think if y'all want to keep an eye on the road, just to kind of get a good vibe of what we got for the next 10 minutes while we're walking around looking, I think I want to pop that and keep an eye on the spirit site a bit too. Just to so we don't get surprised by anything possibly. I don't know what these criminals are up to.
All right, so you activate your spirit sight, and you see that sort of familiar almost like pop of color as the spirit world sort of overlays itself over your vision of the material world.
That's awesome.
You can see very little spirit activity at the moment. You don't see any minor kami sort of nature spirits or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Not entirely unusual in a place as remote as this.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing that, but more importantly, you're not seeing any specters or ghosts or wraiths or anything like that.
Okay. Everyone seems of the meat world.
Yeah.
All right.
As you kind of head out through the docking tunnel, you reach the sort of entryway of the Scattery, where you see a very large, very imposing looking man in a black atmosphere suit, visor down, who is kind of checking people in, as it were. He's taking tickets. He's doing a very basic, like cursory, not like a frisking, but kind of, looking people over. This is a criminal event, so they're probably, they're going to assume that you've got something up your sleeve. They're just looking for like, I brought grenades or something.
That's awesome.
If we had them.
I would.
I would. Actually, probably not.
No,
Grenades
not in
in
space. Not with our luck.
Your luck.
Our luck. It's comrade. It is comrade at this point.
The channel has a history with grenades, and it's not great.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. I very much. I think that not having a good place to stash it. We all see that Aisha has a powder blue ukulele.
Okay.
That had to be ejected from her messenger bag in order to save it from vomit number 2. And so while we're like in the line, she's just like very gently strumming it. And maybe if there's no Atmo, it doesn't make any sound, but it's still like she can still feel the vibrations and all that kind of stuff. And if there is sound, it's awesome.
You've got air. The Scattery has atmosphere. It just doesn't have gravity.
Okay.
And for the second time today, the person you're dealing with just kind of you can almost feel the confusion through that black visor of the bouncer, basically, as he's trying to figure out why you've got a powder blue ukulele that you're playing, and then decides he doesn't care enough to ask you.
Sweet. Yeah, because it's definitely like a nervous strumming thing. It's definitely like, well, I'm here and I'm just gonna keep my hands busy, and not really like playing a specific song, just keeping my thoughts and hands occupied on something else while we make our way through this.
So importantly, is anybody trying to bring anything that is not concealable into the Scattery?
I don't think so. I have my staff, but I don't think I would have brought it. I'll stick with the shurikens.
I don't think so.
And then everything else seems to be disguised or concealable.
I was like, everything that I have except for like my disguise kit, which I would have left on the ship, and my ox horn root. Everything else is in spyglass. I would have left those on the ship.
The ox horn root is concealable in a pocket. It's just a small container of medicinal roots. So
okay.
you can easily take that with you.
I would like to keep the first aid kit, but I do not need the security bar, and everything else is concealable. All
right.
So
you can always head back to the ship if you ever need anything. So heading through security, as it were, you kind of come up, floating through the tunnels, heading up into the main section, and pretty immediately you are immersed in a large, almost like warehouse-like room, which is sort of the hangar bay of this main freighter. It is fairly sparse, but the walls and ceiling are covered with these bright, like neon art pieces. They're kind of giving away the only real light in the area at the moment. There is a pounding techno beat coming from speakers around the area. The whole area has almost the sort of ambiance of a rave. And you can see maybe somewhere around like 30 people kind of milling about. There are people talking to each other, some people checking their phones. They're all in zero gravity, so they're kind of at different areas of this big hangar area. You see some people going in and out from a door that goes into what looks to be marked as a habitation bay, where you can see people kind of like coming and going kind of frequently. There's a massive screen on the far wall, which has like a countdown timer. It's about an hour. Which seems to be sort of counting down to the start of the auction. So, having officially reached the Scattery, let's see what you guys want to do. So, David, you are still nauseous.
Yep.
When we get into if we get into like initiative or combat or anything like that, that is going to cause you more of a problem. But right now, you're just kind of trying not to retch. What are you doing kind of first on the scene here? You are all you're all connected by your communicators. You can project your thoughts into the minds of your companions.
Yes.
And you are also in contact with Benjiro, who can be you can ask him questions, get his opinion on things, anything like that. Similarly, through mental communication.
Okay. Yeah, I think then Aisha is staying probably closer to a wall, especially a wall, like a cargo net that feels like she could move along it quickly kind of deal or something like that, like some space that feels like she would have some options if she needed them. And then she's probably going to, through the communicator, remind everybody to be on the lookout for cucumbers. If there's a vendor or somebody here that we could, try and get something to see if we can get these kappas to out themselves. Because I imagine they're in disguise and we have seen them, but it was still going to be some effort to like get them to draw them out or lure them someplace. So
yeah,
she's going to remind everybody to keep on the lookout for that if they can. And she herself is going to look around pointedly to see if there's crates of, produce moving through or vendors or, by gosh, some sort of pirate grocer would be pretty amazing right now. So she's going to look around for something.
Joe's.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God,
exactly. Pirate yars.
That needs to be a thing in real life now.
I will say right off the bat, there's kind of nothing in this main area, what kind of looks to be the auction house for this auction, but you do see people coming and going from the habitation bay with like like small bits of food. It's very much little hors d'oeuvres kind of thing.
Okay.
So there's at least somebody serving food in the habitation area.
Okay. Well, spotting that, then she'll probably say, I want to head to habitation to see if I can find some bait. And she'll start making her way over there and see if anybody joins her.
All right. So you're kind of moving along the wall as best you can towards habitation bay.
Yeah, she doesn't mind looking like she's not from around here. That's okay with her.
All right. Taylor. What's the plan?
Yeah, I think that Osama's gonna kind of like nod, little grants and send a little like probably just a little like sound. I might head that direction. Also, I think I want to look around and see like where people are kind of congregating, if there might be some people killing time with some sort of like card game gambling vibes. Like I want to just kind of get in and see what people are doing and kind of like socialize a bit and like where I can hear people a lot more,
Okay. Go ahead, roll for me an awareness check. So that's going to be mind plus awareness.
Okay. That was really bad and really good. 2 6s, 2 1s. So
nice. You are kind of looking for somewhere that people are kind of congregating a little more. And what you're kind of able to take away is there are definitely people heading into sort of the habitation bay area. You think that may have a bit more of sort of like a maybe even like a lounge kind of vibe at the moment, kind of like a away from the main auction hall, just kind of like get some drinks, get some food kind of lounge. But you're also noticing in the main auction house, there is kind of a group of people gathered up, kind of floating higher up in the sort of zero gravity layering. there's like 6 or 7 people who seem to be kind of gathered around a woman in like a very, very fashionable, like dark red atmosphere suit, who is talking, kind of keeping people's attention, very much sort of life of the party. But you also notice as you're kind of watching, you see her kind of getting perhaps a little too touchy with one of the other people up in this sort of gathering of people. And you're able to spot as she is kind of like fully leaning on this person. You see her slip something out of one of the pockets of their atmosphere suit and into one of hers.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I want to stay on like the opposite side of the circle from her, or like in that area. Keep an eye on my pockets, but kind of float my way up. You know, just kind of that vibe of just like I'm just mingling, I'm hanging out. Oh, there's something happening here. What's up? Nice to meet you all. You know, just like very relaxed, just killing time vibe. But get within earshot and conversation to them.
Okay, yeah. As you kind of float up to this gathering of people, you see, it's like 7 or 8 people kind of gathered. Obviously, this woman is kind of the focal point of this conversation. As you kind of float up, she's saying, "Oh no, I mean, he's fantastic. He's so involved with his job and he's so good at it." And you kind of catch on, she's talking about somebody, but you kind of come in just at the late point of this conversation as she says, "We were making a deal just last Saturday and it was going not that great, but he turned the whole thing around. He really did. And yeah, I mean, he had to break some of their fingers, but they deserved it because they were making things so much more difficult than it had to be."
Yeah, I think I'll kind of like slide up and I'll be like, "Oh, I thought you were talking about me in that first half. Wow, who is this ruthless guy? Sounds like he could be my friend." Give like a little wink.
You kind of slide up on this woman, and she kind of like notices you for the first time in the middle of this sort of larger conversation, and she gives you kind of a look and says, "Oh my gosh, you must be new to the scene. I was just talking about my lovely husband Guerrera, and well," she kind of like leans in, she says, "He's kind of a big deal. I'm sure you're probably new to all of this."
I'm not watching her hands, but I'm feeling for him. Would I have heard this guy's name at all? I mean, I don't know like how notorious they would be.
You can go ahead and make a knowledge check about that. I'm going to give you a -1 penalty because you have really never been to this world before. So you're going to roll with 1 less die than you normally would.
Alrighty. And that was knowledge.
Yep.
All right, so that'll be 3 instead. Nope, no successes.
You have no idea who this Guerrera she's talking about is.
You're like, Guerrera. No, that wasn't them. No, I guess I don't. Is it that obvious that I'm that green? New to this part of town, you know.
She fully leans into you, and says, "Yeah, it's kind of obvious, but it's fine. The Scattery is a super friendly environment, and go ahead and give me. Actually, you're paying attention. You're specifically watching.
Yeah. I know she's waiting. I know I'm waiting for it.
You kind of notice as she's, very obviously, perhaps trying to use her wiles on you, but she is getting very close. And you can tell, you can like see one of her hands going for one of your pockets.
Yeah, I'll just be like, well, I am a little new to this area, but I'm not that green. It'll just kind of catch your wrist, like lightly, not hard at all, and just kind of like scoot it to the side. But we'll like palm just like I don't know something that was in that pocket, maybe a coin or one of my shurikens, and just kind of like palm it to her. Like, that's what you're going for?
That's kind of a weird power move. You just palm her a shuriken.
Yeah, just whatever was in that pocket. I just like kind of like give it to her, but like one of something not like importance.
You do this, and she definitely takes notice of that. And
just the biggest like cheesy smile this whole time too, just like big golden retriever energy this entire time.
Perfect. As you're having this interaction, Ethan.
Yeah, I think Carmen's probably been to a good few of not these events with like criminals, but like kind of this different kind of criminals for like sponsorship deals and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And like probably even sees a couple familiar faces and is like, "Way, oh, we're not going to think about that too much." But is going to do like kind of try to follow her like normal plan of find somebody with more money than brains and then have them introduce me to other people they know, like just to, kind of ease myself into the situation and not do what Osama just did.
Okay.
kind of like I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. So I just want to find somebody that I can, just charm or just be friendly with enough that they're dumb enough to think I like them and will just show me around.
As you said, you've dealt in this kind of environment before somewhat in the same environment. It doesn't take you a really long time to find somebody who's probably a relatively easy mark. You spot a guy wearing what looks like it may even be a like military surplus atmosphere suit. It's got more sort of attachments for weaponry and gear and things like that, though none of that is attached on there. Big kind of blustery guy, obviously at the midpoint of importance. He's important enough that some people here might know his name, but he's definitely not drawing a massive crowd.
I think like seeing that, Carmen will just kind of float and be like, "Hi, sorry, excuse me. I'm a little new here, and you seem like someone who really knows everybody. So I was wondering if you could kind of give me the lay of the land here. I don't want to make a fool of myself at this auction. Just really like as much as you can in an atmosphere suit. Just kind of like try to turn on the charm and the schmoozing kind of mode.
You can raise the visor and everything, so you can be very, very personable, shall we say?
Yeah, give a little wink with it,
Give me a manipulation check and see how well you charm this person.
I love that I have 5 dice in that. That's like a crazy amount of dice to have. That is 1, 2, 3, 5 successes.
Okay, so you're laying it on well, and this guy, he seems kind of a little offended to be pulled out of sort of this conversation he was having, but upon seeing you and hearing you, he definitely changes his tone. He puffs himself up a little bit more, and like flips back the visor, sort of retracts the visor. He sees large, looks to be Latino, big scar across his face, and he says, "Oh, yeah. Okay." And he kind of like, he drifts fully over to you and says, "I could probably help with that. So what's your business?"
Oh, well, I used to be in the racing business, but I'm trying to find other ways to get involved around the station. If you catch my drift.
Other ways, yeah, I think I get what you're saying. And he like puts an arm around you, big heavy arm, and he says, "I could maybe introduce you to some people. I he kind of like, does the little sort of like brush up thing. Says, used to run guns with the Soglovs Security Corporation, but went freelance a while ago. So I'm making a bit of a network for myself, and we could use somebody who's a good pilot.
Sure, yeah. I'm the best pilot on this station, guaranteed, if not beyond.
Well, is that true? All right. He's obviously sort of weighing things, but you've charmed him. He's definitely well disposed to you at the moment. As this is happening, Casey.
All right. So everybody's kind of scattering to the wind, right? Just give me one, doing the classic HSC thing, all right?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Just classic HSC. Stay together. We've never heard of her.
It's also classic, like, team's first mission where we have no idea how to work as a team. And it's like, well, This is the thing I'm good at.
Yeah. So I'm going to go do that over here and hope that if something happens, we can help each other later.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, we're looking for the Kappa brothers. What were their names?
They are officially Daisuke and Hachi. They might be using aliases.
Daisuke and Hachi. Do we know what they look like? Like what they look like, or is it all we just got their picture in evap suits?
You have their picture in atmosphere suits. You know they are relatively squat, burly-looking males.
Okay. And do we know exactly what they're trying to take? Or what they're trying to sell here, or is that what we're trying to figure out?
That's what you're trying to figure out.
Okay.
And we want to eliminate them before they get it.
Yeah.
They cannot get it. If we could get it, that's nice, but they've got to die or
either way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Now, I'm more than willing to do a knowledge check.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my greatest role. But I need to know if these brothers are famous enough to catch anybody else's attention. I have a plan, which is the worst thing to come out of my mouth, but I have a plan.
Can't wait.
You would.
Can't wait.
They're not well known enough to really be known on the scene, as it were.
Okay. So these are basically upstarts trying to get something off of the station. Do we know what that is? What is on the station that they want?
You would know that the Scattery is holding an auction. There will be multiple, likely illegal goods, but you don't know directly what they're looking for.
Shit. Damn it. I can't loop in the third this.
I
was just gonna steal whatever it was.
You just wait. Look. Once we start popping off our abilities, I think some Lupin the Third is gonna happen. And that's all there is.
Here's the thing. I'm looking at my lovely stuff, and like I have, there's this one I want to try. It's called Sonic. A gray frequency. Place an infrasonic seal on a surface you touch that lasts for 1 day. When a character comes in within 10 feet of the seal, an emitting frequency that causes them to suffer a grapple condition until they make a difficulty 4 endurance check. I need to find these people.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, I need to figure out how to get them in a spot to where I can at least get one of them, right?
Yeah. That's good.
You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna ride. I would like to go to the highest spot.
Okay.
And like just kind of float. Like I think I've now figured out gravity or how non-gravity works.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to use awareness, and because I know what their stature is,
yeah,
I would like to look for at least squatty, thick boys and then point Osamu over to them because you have the power to kind of look through that kind of disguise, right? Like I'll be but I want to do it also in a way that doesn't draw attention to me. So I guess stealth as well. Do I have to make two things? I make things complicated.
You're moving up to the higher point. There are guards here, but they're not really paying immediate attention to you. So I'm not say because you're just looking, you don't really need to make a stealth check. Go ahead and make an awareness check.
Cool. I also I have Lady Luck.
Yep.
At the start of every session, you get a pool of 3 tokens. At any time, you can add a +1 to the check before the roll. I would like to use one of those tokens to get an extra dice.
All right. Sounds good.
That's awesome.
That sends it up to 5.
All right.
Show me potato salad.
What's that meme? Looking for squat guys with thick thighs. Pirates on Space Station.
I got 2 5s and a 6.
Okay, you're looking around for somebody who matches the physical description, and you do actually spot someone who seems to. Their visor is down, so you can't see their face, but they are kind of... it's almost like they're making a point of being seen, but not really partaking in any of the sort of, social interaction. They're kind of over... towards one group of people. They're actually not that far from Osamu. They're like hanging at the outskirts of a conversation. You kind of catch that they are definitely like not nervous, but definitely here on business and completely disinterested in anything else.
Cool. I love this for us. I will hit everyone up, but basically to Isha and Osamu. I'm like, Osamu, if you're done flirting with the lady there, I think I might have found one of the brothers. And then David's character, how you say your name again?
Aisha, how comes the cucumbers? We might have found a target.
That's what cucumbers go.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen their face yet?
No, but it matches the body type, and I need Osama to use magic eye power to make sure I'm not wasting.
I see?
I don't know if that's how that works, but it's
in the spirit, right?
No.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry, Tay. I misread the...
Oh, you're good.
We'll jump back here for a moment. Taylor, as you've just kind of, pulled a power move on this woman, kind of in the middle of a conversation with a number of other people. So
I'm trying to be sneaky about it, like trying to make it like to her. At least with the hand movement. I say I'm not that green out loud, but
she says, "Oh, I guess you're not." She kind of like looks at you appraisingly, and says, "We're all here for something. What are you here for?"
Squat guys with thick thighs. Pirates. Backsuit.
Yeah. Well, I just be like, if we're gonna be completely honest, if we're talking about like a physical, what am I here for? Like for the auction or this or that? I don't know. Whatever kind of catches my fancy, really. But I've traveled a lot of places, met a lot of people, learned a lot of things. I've never been to space, never been here. Seems up my alley and maybe something to, I don't know, give me a jumping off point for some new adventures, some new jobs, some new contacts. Looking to mix things up. Things are getting a little stale.
Ignoring the fact that you said you've never been to space, she says, "I see. Well, I'm sure you can find plenty of interesting people here and plenty of interesting opportunities." And she kind of thinks for a moment and then says, "I've got something that might be interesting to you."
It is my word of the day.
She slips very discreetly out of her pocket a phone.
Oh, no. Okay.
She says, I picked this up off of a very unpleasant man in the hospitality sector. It might have something very interesting because it seems like a burner. Are you interested?
Are you giving this to me because you want to avoid the heat? Which is a fine yes, but just wondering.
I'm saying you help me, I help you.
Mm.
And she looks over to one of the guards who is floating like 10 feet from you, kind of like watching this situation. She says, you distract him for a minute and I'll give you the phone. And then we can both go back to doing what we're doing and not blow either of each other's covers.
I love it. Go in for the handshake. I feel like there's probably like some sort of general fake name. I don't know if we were like given direct ones, but we'll just, you know.
Today you are
Bob.
Craig.
Yeah. I'm just be like, I work in handshake deals.
She shakes your hand. As this is happening, you kind of, everybody has been alerted to this, to the possible kappa in the room. David, as you are coming into the habitation bay, you see, it is kind of a little lounge. There's like a big screen currently playing, currently streaming a soccer game from part of the Pan American habitat on EO Station. There were a few people kind of watching. There's like a dartboard. There's a big window that looks out onto the moon in the distance. And there is a sort of a little dry bar set up where there is a bartender who is handing out little sort of, you know, aperitifs and these little almost look like little glass baubles full of liquid, which you pick up very quickly are possibly like sugar globes filled with drinks, effectively.
Oh, cool. That's a neat way to do it. I like that.
Most notably, there are a few people gathered around this sort of dry bar, one of whom matches your description that you've been given fairly well. He's a fairly squat guy. He has got a black atmosphere suit and a big briefcase, which is like fully handcuffed to his wrist. And he is deeply uncomfortable to be there. He's almost like growling at people that come too near to him.
Yeah. I know, no, you can't talk to me. I hate that you thought you could kind of deal. I know it's attachment. No, you cannot talk to me kind of deal. Is that the radiate? What it was radiate? Cool. I'm going to let my crew know that I have also found a squat guy with thick thighs who's clearly a pirate in space. And I'll relay this, right? And then I'm going to go check out the hors d'oeuvres, right? There's a food maybe situation over there. And also I'm going to check out the bar if they have that little like, one of those little like containers where you get the limes and the cucumbers and the things.
Oh,
in there that you could maybe toss into one of those little like, I don't know, drink delivery globes. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I make it lucky or something. If there's some way for me to like find or nab something that either is cucumber or cucumber like while I'm in here. But I always want to have like, I don't want that guy to end up behind me. Okay.
Okay. So you're keeping him in your front field of view, and you do see that they are preparing like a plate I mean, as much as they can prepare a plate at the moment, there's, sort of containers that appear to be filled with what appear to be cucumber sandwiches.
Oh my gosh. Are they assembling the sandwiches right now?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Please tell me I have money. I have money. Okay.
You do.
I am going to try and buy 2 of their cucumbers before they're cut.
Okay.
If that's a thing, I want to like go up to the people and say, hey, I don't really want the other stuff. I just want a couple of long cucumbers. If you got a couple there.
Okay. We'll see how that goes in a moment. Ethan.
Yeah.
Willing to pay.
This guy who insists that you call him Hammer.
No, it's Hammer, not Hammer. Hammer.
You had to make him sound Texas, and you had to name him Hammer.
I know.
I hate this guy with the passion of a thousand
it's
suns
not
now.
Zorro. It's Zorro.
Yeah.
It's very particular.
You have kind of gotten your wish. He kind of like guides you over to this other grouping of people, actually fairly close to the squat gentleman that Casey pointed out. And as he brings you over, he says, "Gentlemen, I think I found a new possibility for our little plan." And he kind of half pushes you into this group of people. Did you give him your name or a different name?
I feel like I gave him kind of one of those where it was like, my name's Rosa, wink, to where like, if you know, you know, but like, that's my underground name.
Okay.
I can't use my full legal name. That's a bad way to do crime.
So Hammer proceeds he says, "This is Rosa. She's a spaceship pilot. Says she's the best." And he looks to one of the other guys who acknowledges you and says, "I was thinking we got that deal we were gonna make. We need a good pilot." And the other guy looks at you, kind of looks you over for a moment, and says, "How'd you become a pilot?"
I mean, I grew up in a cockpit, so I've been a pilot all my life.
Hammer says, "I think we can trust her. She's here, obviously. She's part of the scene, and got a good feeling about this one." As you're doing this, you notice the squat gentleman over to the side has kind of taken half notice of this, and is kind of like watching. Visor's still down, so you can't really see exactly where they're looking. As Hammer proceeds to kind of like talk around a plan they obviously have without giving any details to it. It's obviously it's obvious they need a getaway driver, let's say, for something illegal, but he's kind of alluding to everything, kind of not bringing you in just yet.
Yeah, I think Carmen will just kind of like listen and try to get kind of have that outward appearance of this, like even without details, like I do this in my sleep, like, because if you say you're the best pilot on the station, you have to act like the best pilot on the station. So just like very relaxed, like probably would even just like, like grab a drink from somewhere and just like start. Like, how would you even drink in an atmosphere suit? I guess if you can like fully lift the visor, then yeah. So just like, well, just be like taking a drink. And it's definitely not her drink. Took it like off a tray or something.
Perfect.
But but just acting like cool, calm, collected, and just a little bit cocky.
Okay. Hammer says, all right. And he kind of like, once again, physically kind of pulls you over towards the group and says, all right, so here's the deal. One of our buddies got collared, put in North Star Station. You would know North Star Station as kind of like not a penal colony exactly, but it's a space station run by the Lunar Defense Force. It has a jail. Says, we're looking to bust him out, but we need somebody who is a good enough pilot to get away from the LDF. We got the ship. We just need somebody who's got the skills and the heart to do it.
Practice for my licensing exam running from the LDF, so that sounds easy enough.
He looks back at the other guy and says, yeah, see, she's great. So this is happening. Casey, you see kind of the whole room.
I'm just floating, bruh. He's just up here watching. He's like, he's got his hands like this. He's just floating, just kind of trying to figure out. I was like, all right, what now? Also, it's like, this is kind of nice. A lot better than when I got tossed into the Atlantic.
I will say, I would have also like kind of sent the mess, like the name of the guy, her husband, possibly Jera. Did I spell that right? Guerrera. And then apparently there is some unpleasant man in hospitality who may be missing a phone. Just so you know, if I get into some shit, you know what's happening.
Okay. I'm like, really? I think he's more like I think because he was a soldier, like, because now that I know more, like, actually read, I'm like, he's more like, I mean, this isn't no worse than when we got, like, he's really leaning into, like, this ain't no worse than what it was. This is actually better. At least I don't have shells dropping on me. He's like, okay, what to do? Okay, what am I going to do? Because now I'm up here. I feel like it's important to be up here. Do I see anything else out of the norm? Like, as I'm getting all this kind of information relayed to me, like, I got one squat dude there. The other one's in the food area. Is that hospitality?
Yeah, that's the habitation bay.
That's habitation bay. Okay, wait a minute. Now, question.
Yeah. With
the knowledge of what's on, what Taylor's character's up to, and knowing that there's a dude that David's character, Asha, is actively grumpy about.
Yes.
Is that a logic leap for me to be like, I wonder if that's one and the same?
Probably.
Okay, so it is a logic leap.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do I want to leap that shark, though? Nah. It's too early in this. It's too early.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just
the restraint, Casey. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's too early to jump that. I think until something. You know what? I'm gonna roll. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna float down and I'm gonna help Taylor's character distract. A little bit.
I will note two things that you would note from getting kind of an overview.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the back of the room, there appears to be an airlock, which looks like it could be cycled relatively quietly. And or kind of around a corner over towards the hospitality and habitation bay, there is what appears to be a trash compactor.
Cool. You know what? That changes a lot. I'm going to hospitality now.
Okay. So you're heading down and you're entering right as Aisha, you hand over one disposable income and this guy, not really paid to ask questions, hands you 2 cucumbers.
That's awesome. Oh my god,
we're gonna confused win. Employee
we're gonna
of
win.
The day.
We're gonna win. All right. So it's weightless,
how many
right?
people can Aisha like fully confuse today? You know,
That's
like
right.
how many people are just gonna look at her like, okay.
Yeah. So she's got her visor down and she's holding both cucumbers, right?
Okay.
And she's
We
got her
see
like
you walk into this.
and she's got her like ukulele strapped, right? So it's like just hanging on the front of her chest, right? And she's got the thing. And she's got her visor down, so her like crazy cool hair is not messing anything up here. And I want to see if the guy with the handcuffed briefcase, if he's like clocked in on my delicious, scrumptious cucumbers.
Or
You're
the
in
person-
luck because he has.
Okay.
You see, while you still can't see through the visor, you see his head is turned towards you.
Okay. I think I want her to like trip and lose one of the cucumbers and have it sail towards the trash compactor. Like, oh no. And then it just drifts floatlessly through, like weightlessly through the room as a free.
All right. Okay. All right.
Because I know he's coming in. I know Hugo's coming in, right? And Hugo, I mean, he's going to put somebody in a trash compactor. She doesn't have to do it.
Okay, that's actually a very interesting question. Let's see how hard this compulsion is. Okay. You trip in zero gravity.
Yeah, I bump into it. There's stuff. You bump into stuff. Oh,
And you're like, whoa.
You make a point of going, oh God, my cucumber, as it spins through the air.
Delicious, scrumptious cucumber, fresh from
so
slow,
just like floating away.
Casey, you're like entering the room as you see this cucumber kind of almost go spinning by you, and the guy
heads up.
The guy with the suitcase, he doesn't like freak out, but he kind of pushes off the wall, moving to catch up with the cucumber.
Yes.
All right. What? Okay, you explained it to us. Again, how do I make a super stealth kill?
Okay. So that
how do I Agent 47 this?
Yeah. And with my assistance, right? This is all an elaborate setup to give him one extra die.
Okay, so the way this works is you would make a stealth check versus their awareness skill base, the number of dice you roll for awareness. In this circumstance, as wild as it is, effectively with this cucumber, Aisha is kind of luring him out of the more trafficked area into a less trafficked section of this sort of auction house. So this is high risk, high reward, but he's focused on the cucumber and didn't really see you coming in. So you could try to come up on this guy. Just know that if you do not succeed, things are going to get very messy very quickly.
We have made my
plan.
kind of like, this is it. This is what we do.
Yeah,
this is why we're here, folks.
Casey does.
As soon as you said I had 2 cucumbers in hand and I heard there's a trash, I was like, I have a plan. That's all there is to it.
I have a plan.
We're here now.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
All right, so you like silently slide up on this guy as he's like reaching out for this cucumber, and you are gonna try to assassinate this guy. Okay.
Like, imagine a world where this is just a really well-meaning guy trying to catch the cucumber for you. You just murked him.
Not even a cop.
Look. We all know this is a pirate. Ain't no just nice guys here. We also know he ain't starving. He's got a briefcase attached to his wrist, so he's fed.
Oh.
So
How
you're
do you
like a
keep
hungry
the
person.
briefcase out of the compactor, though?
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll get
so
there's things we need off of this person. Like I super want his comment. By the way, Hugo would know that I want the comment. If it's a yokai and you can remove the mask, I want the mask.
All right. So
Pretty cool.
give me a stealth check.
all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Lady Luck again right off the bat.
Okay.
So that moves my stealth up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And then is there an extra die from David helping?
In this case, this is allowing this to happen.
Okay.
He was in the habitation bay, and there were a lot of people there, but you managed with that cucumber to lure him out of the habitation bay.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'll take it. Whatever I can get out of this.
I wish there was a luck roll. I only got 1 6 out of that.
All right, so that 1 6.
Did you get any other 4s or 5s?
Oh, let me look. I got 1 4.
Okay,
And then
all right.
3 2s.
That's what you needed. So you come after this guy as he is like going off into a less frequented area of this hangar bay, and you sneak up on him and pull a hitman, and break his neck. He goes lifeless. The cucumber tumbles into the trash compactor.
Man.
Cucumber, no.
I was hungry after vomiting 3
I
times.
think that's a fair price.
Yeah, that's
for
fair price.
A dead yokai and whatever we're looting.
All right. So you have this lifeless body.
I want to break his wrist to take
Okay.
the suitcase off of him.
So
And if he's got the mask, I'll rip the mask off too.
you kind of pull him over to the side and you work on breaking his wrist to get that suitcase off him. As you're doing this, Taylor,
Yeah.
are you
Cody,
moving to
welcome to
distract?
HSC.
Yeah, thank you for the warm welcome.
Did you have plans, Cody?
Oh,
We still got one.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
No.
you can't just put a trash compactor in front of us and expect us to not put.
No, look, the first one was quick and sudden. Nobody saw it coming except for the cucumber. But the second one, we're gonna take our time with the second one.
I know. I have done a lot of fake killing in the last 5 years. Death by cucumber was not on my list ever.
Yeah.
That space cucumber, man. You can't deny the deliciousness.
oh
Yeah.
boy.
Look, there's not many cucumbers in space. Yeah, like at this moment, unaware of what's happening, I'm just floating up to this guard.
Okay.
They're like, I've got like a questioning look on my face, like I'm about to like come ask him some things,
Yeah. I would let you all know. Hey,
Yeah.
Hugo's doing great. He just killed one that I set up. Oh my god.
Break for a second, go back to normal.
You float up to this guard, and you kind of like get up into his vision, and he looks at you, visor down, faceless guard as he is, and says, "Yeah, how can I help you?"
Hey, okay, so look, man, I'm gonna level with you right now. I'm kind of in over my fucking head, and like I just need like some pointers, just like how I mean, I feel like I kind of made a fool of myself, and I try to like get on with the group, like who are the people to avoid, who are the people to talk, I'm just rattling off like a bunch of questions to him because I have conversationalist, in which a character must beat me in an opposed manipulation check to disengage from talking to me, and so I want to just keep him in conversation with his back away from Red.
Perfect skill. This is the perfect skill to use.
I know
here.
people with that skill in real life.
Oh yeah. They're called Midwesterners. Just you can't escape it.
Southerners that catch you at the gas station, you know, like
You
you
are-
for 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You are kind of overwhelming this guy as you come
nervous.
over, and he's like, "Look, it's not my job. Hold.
You see people all the time. Like, you have to have some pointers.
I'm just here to make sure nothing." He is fully in this conversation as much as he doesn't want to be.
I'm also I'm still like, I've gotten used to the gravity, but I'm acting like I still have it. So I'm also moving weirdly. So it's kind of like a train wreck of like, I can't like just, I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Okay. You are keeping his attention well, as far as you can tell. He's trying to like back away, but he really can't.
I just follow.
Ethan, you can see this happening like in your field of view, and you do notice the squat gentleman that was kind of like half watching kind of pushes off the wall and starts heading over towards the habitation bay.
Yeah, I think just like kind of as quietly over comms as possible, Carmen's just like, I think our second friend's on the move. Watch out. I don't know what's going on over there, but have fun.
Don't let him come to the habitation bay. Don't let him come to the habitation bay. We're busy. I need 1 minute. That's all I need is 1 minute.
Yeah, Carmen's just like, I don't know that Carmen can disengage from this conversation if she's still being like physically almost like held in place, because it feels like this Hammer guy is a fairly physical gentleman.
He's not like gripping you or anything. It's more just sort of like, you know, he's maybe a little more buddy than most people are used to.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He's kind of right now in the middle of like explaining the job and how he and this little group of guys are planning to break their friend out of jail, basically break them out of space jail. So it might be a little awkward for you to leave, but
yeah, I think Carmen will do her best with a like, you know, like kind of shake the little drink and be like, I think I just grabbed someone else's drink off a tray. I'm gonna actually go and get one. Is that good with everybody? I just listen, I got it. Get in the ship, drive fast. I've got this, right? So I'll be right back.
You kind of disengage and they kind of like huddle up a little bit. It's obvious that the guy that Hammer was talking to, who appears to be kind of the leader of this little cabal, is kind of having a moment of probably discussing with the group how much they trust you and whether they can, you know, really work with you.
Sure. Let's talk about operational security and how Hammer needs to learn it.
Hammer is also being played by like another universe's Casey, I think.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that's just fitting. That was fitting right there.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I know a PC when I see one. I'm gonna bring him into the crew.
Yeah. So I'm just like kind of slowly tailing this other guy. Like not really tailing, but like we're obviously heading in the same direction. Shouldn't be that weird for us to both be heading towards the place where you get drinks. So
not at all.
Just cruising.
Okay, you're just kind of following him. Okay. All right. Hugo is currently getting everything off of this this other person. I think there is probably as you've kind of dragged him over to a shadowy corner, I think there's probably maybe a relieving moment when you pull off the helmet of the atmosphere suit and you kind of feel along the jaw and you feel the edge of the mask and you're able to pull off the mask.
Oh, thank God. It's too early for me to be killing old people up in this joint.
That would
It's
have
too
been
early
the
for
best
that.
bait and switch. If you're just like, and it's a little old man you just murdered. Got his
As you-
family's entire inheritance
It's
in one
Master
suitcase.
Roshi.
As you pull off the mask, his body kind of shifts and changes, becoming this short, squat, kind of turtle-looking creature as its shell is kind of like pressing out the back of the atmosphere suit.
God, y'all ugly.
I want to be there very quick because Aisha has stuff she needs to do.
You are able to get the suitcase off his off his hand, and I assume he's going in the trash compactor.
What's I should need to do before he throws this dude into the trash compactor?
Yeah, Aisha is gonna like open her visor and grab that mask and put it on her face.
Okay, so you take the mask and put it on, and there is a similar to what just happened in reverse with the Kappa. You see Aisha's form kind of morph and shift until kind of stretching the bounds of the atmosphere suit, but remaining all there. You transform into this squat gentleman, big sort of beard, looking a little sort of rough and ready, kind of very much a human version of the Kappa that you are now preparing to throw into a trash compactor.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna try and get my hand through the handcuff.
After with a little bit of work, you're able to kind of get in there.
Okay. Now my vac suit is not the same vac suit in look, aesthetics as this guy.
It's very close, but not really.
Okay. All right. That is.
It is kind of dark though, so maybe
enough to have a conversation. Cool. I will. Then I'm gonna. And then so now that I look like him and I've got the briefcase, I'm gonna say, all right, let's get him in. And then in like a second, act like you're trying to rob me.
I was just gonna hide in the shadows if you could talk to him, and then I'll just get him from the shadows.
Great idea. Great idea.
Get some info with it.
Great idea. Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw him in the trash compactor, Cody, and then I will roll stealth to just disappear.
All right, roll stealth. In the meantime, Taylor, you are talking this guy's ear off, and a minute later, a very, very long minute later, you feel like hands on you as the woman kind of comes up behind you and says, "Oh, there you are. I was looking all over for you. We probably should talk." And the guard is like, "Yes, please." as she kind of like takes your hand and palms you the phone as she kind of like leads you away from the guard, who is so thrilled.
I just give him a thumbs up, like I didn't fuck up, and then just like follow along.
She gives you a smile. She says, "Pleasure doing business with you. Now, I have things to do, and you probably do too."
That's probably for the best. See you around, Red.
You could call me Ruby.
Oh, that's even better.
You kind of part ways, and you have this phone.
Cool. I was just to the little telepathy thing. I think I have the dead guy's phone. Don't know if that helps you, but I am going to snoop. I will attempt to look through it, as I'll just kind of start floating out of view, up against a wall, like maybe close to the habitation area. So if shit hits the fan, I can be there close by.
All right. You are able to open the phone without any real issue. There's not a lock on it. And there is one message. This does appear to be a burner. The message says, go to the Scattery, and has coordinates. Secure diagrams of the prototype military drone. Return with Hachi. Meet up with Sanzo at Easy Ray's gas station in 5th Street.
Easy Rays on 5th. And it was a prototype what?
A prototype military drone.
Military. I will read that exactly out to everybody. So we're on the same page of their objectives.
All right. As you're doing that, and Aisha is donning her disguise, and Hugo is putting the turtle in the trash compactor, Ethan, you are right behind the other guy as he enters as he is entering the habitation bay area. Are you just going to follow him for now?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it cool. If it seems like he's about to see something he's not supposed to see, I'll kind of do the bump into him and distract him a little bit kind of thing. But I'm just gonna kind of keep my distance and just keep tabs. Kind of go and order a drink or something and just kind of wait at the bar.
You see him come into the habitation bay, and pretty immediately he kind of starts actually, and you see he's looking over towards that sort of dry bar area, and you can kind of put 2 and 2 together that he was expecting to see his friend there, and he doesn't. So he's starts looking around.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think since she's behind him, if he kind of stops and starts and isn't moving, I think she would take that opportunity to kind of bump in and be like, "Hey, buddy, watch it. You're kind of standing in the middle of the hallway here. Everything okay? Kind of give a "What's up, guy? You look like a lost puppy. That kind of thing."
You kind of bump this guy, and he whirls on you, and says, "Get out of my face! Busy." And he looks around, obviously kind of not losing it, but definitely some of the composure that he had is gone. Is Aisha staying back at the moment, or are you moving kind of back into the visible frame?
Yeah. Now that I have donned everything, right?
Yeah.
And I'm as good as I'm gonna get. I still want to stay kind of in the darker area of this hallway, but I'm gonna make myself visible to the habitation room, right? With the visor open, looking like Daisuke. And I'm gonna wave my other cucumber and be like, "Look what I found! Come here."
Okay. So he sees, and there's this moment of just exasperation as he sees you. And he admittedly rightfully thinks, "Oh my God, he left his station for cucumbers."
He did. That's why I knew I could get away with this moment right now.
And he floats over to you.
Awesome.
To let you know. Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to tell you my dice roll was a 4, 2 5s, and a 6.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
Well,
I don't know where you are.
Yeah, he's not noticing you in the slightest.
Oh my God.
So as Hugo lurks in the shadows, the other possible kappa floats over, and as soon as he's kind of out of earshot of the main habitation bay area, kind of just makes this gesture like he wants to strangle you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I know, but it's so delicious. Have some. I've been wondering, what are we even doing here?
Flips up the visor and takes the cucumber.
Awesome. I really want to engage this guy in an existential discussion of what are we even doing here? I've got this thing strapped to my wrist. We're in way over our heads. I think we need to, okay, Cody.
Yeah.
I looked into my clan a little bit.
Yeah.
And we try to rehabilitate.
Yes.
Can I do like next to the trash can, he either rehabilitates or you go stuff some in the trash can? Can I do that right now? Can I come up with some way of like, he's talking to his lifelong friend here, like I've had a change of heart. What can I do here?
So you could try to convince him to drop this whole thing. You would know that the yokai are influenced by the influence of Yomi and Izanami, the two dark forces that kind of made them evil in the first place. So you're probably not going to be able to convince this guy to go buy a farm and
settle down,
live a peaceful life or whatever.
Okay.
But you could definitely get him to rethink exactly what's happening here at the moment. I'm
gonna go for it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can.
You got a fallback plan of Hugo in the shadows,
Okay, Hugo in the shadows and the trash compactor.
Give me a manipulation check.
Oh, okay. I think that is
also actually, before you do that, give me a resistance check because you are shy.
I am. I forgot to. Okay, hold on. I should have said this. I have a mood stabilizer.
You're gonna activate your mood stabilizer.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my little steampunk. I've got like a little like thing on my wrist here, a little steampunky thing that like taps and pulses in just the right rhythm to like calm my nerves and all that good stuff. I very much so want to activate that sucker.
Okay. You'll activate the mood stabilizer and then give me a manipulation check. You're trying to make this man rethink his whole life.
Yep. Okay. Looking at other things I can do here. Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh God. Okay.
That's a 5 and a 4. It's 2 successes.
All right. So what is the call to action in this discussion of existential dread?
Right. I think the call to action is let's go back to the ship. Let's just walk away. We've got our ship. We can get out. We can get away.
He kind of pushes back a little bit. He says, we need to get that drone or we're going to be, dead. Kagura doesn't take well to failures. You know that. He says, listen, all right, we'll go back to the ship for a minute, but we got to be back here when the auction starts.
Okay. Yeah, I just, just seems like it's too hot. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. And, all right.
Listen, I get it. I know you don't like being around the humans this much. I know you don't like wearing your kamen, but
they're so
gotta
tricky.
do this.
They're so tricky, the humans.
He starts back towards sort of the area where all of the ships are docked.
Okay.
In the meantime, Taylor, you have the phone, which you have now read through and given the all clear back to everybody.
Yep.
Ethan, you are kind of still stalking this guy. And Casey, you're fully in the shadows. This guy is leaving your range of assassination, just so you know.
I mean, they're going back to the ship, right?
Yeah, theoretically.
Theoretically. Okay. I feel like I'm going to burn this. I don't. Okay. What do we do? Do we kill him and get another mask and assume both their identities?
That is the mission.
Or do I go after the drone?
I mean, I think the drone's in the auction.
Yeah.
True.
And I have this suitcase full of probably cash.
Money, right? So
if we killed him, we could buy the drone and we could do all of this.
You know what? Yeah. Hugo's thinking about that for a split second, and he's like, "Mission first." And as they turn the back, I think all that Isha and anyone who's watching sees is just these malls. Because he's just a big guy. He's also big, tall. Just these lanky arms out of the shadows as he just grabs the copper's front hand and body and drags it back in the shadow. You just see a slight.
All right, give me a stealth check. All right.
Oh no.
Oh my god! Can I give him a +1 for like?
No. In this case, you distracting him is the reason he can kind of do this.
All right, cool, good. I'll take that.
Fine, I'll burn my final thing. I'll burn it.
All right.
Yeah. We need this. We need this clean and quiet.
I got double sixes, a 3, 1, and a 2.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, 4 successes. This guy. You got this guy rethinking his life for a minute, and then Hugo just comes out, pulls him into the shadows.
I love this. Aisha's like, I've gotten through to him. I'm gonna rehabilitate.
I can fix him.
Oh man. Oh, you pull this cop into the shadows and end him. All right. Over the communicator, you hear Benjo say, "Good work, team. Let's make absolutely certain this is who we're looking for." Osamu, that message, I think we should follow up on that. I'll see if I can find coordinates for this easy raise. They'll obviously have somebody, this Sanzo, waiting for them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm committing that whole conversation to memory, like all the little like details and stuff, as a quirk of mine. Perfect memory. And I'm gonna look and see if either of these two have a key or a combination to this briefcase.
You do find a key on the now dead Kappa. You
Smart.
also
they split
find
up the key to the thing. Oh man, I'm so glad. I'm so glad they split up that key from the thing. That's great.
You also find another phone. Looks like a burner. If you check it, it has the exact same message. And perhaps more upsetting, in one of the sort of like larger, like in a bag, effectively, this guy is carrying. There is a almost skeletonized, almost mummified looking clawed hand.
Real monkey paw. That's great. I love that.
Okay. Good. Putting that into my hidden compartment.
You secret away the claw. Benjiro says, "Looks like a rift claw. Probably they were going to be using that to tear a rift to get to 5th Street. Return it to headquarters. We'll take a look."
Yeah, okay. I'll share my loot. That's fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, copy. Will do. All right, let's see if either of you guys have keys to the ship.
You find keys to the ship, and it doesn't take you a long time to find the matching docking bay tunnel. You find a small, very much like a personal shuttle, effectively. It is. Obviously, it was stolen. There's just some stuff gathered around. It looks like the whole area has been kind of like picked through. Obviously, they were like, tearing the place apart after they stole it, looking for anything that might be useful.
Yep.
As you are kind of just checking this, Benjiro says, I have coordinates for this gas station. We'll send an agent to handle the auction itself. I want to see if we can catch Sanzo before he gets suspicious.
He goes like,
Works for me.
I was just getting used to 0G. He's just floating in the ship. He's just floating in the ship.
I'm gonna say, Carmen, we got you a ship to fly. It's not very much, but it does move.
Yeah, I did. I kind of signed up for like a job later, but I can probably blow that off. I mean, Hammer seems really nice, but I didn't really know if everybody else really trusted me.
Oh, well, what's your schedule?
I guess,
let's just look at our itinerary and make sure we can fit it in. As she like opens up her little e-reader notepad thing and has our mission timetable. It's like we can maybe fit in.
Let me go check and see when they wanted to do this, and then it'd be weird if I just ghosted. Like, I don't know. We might have to come back here, and if we come back to the station, they kind of know me. Well, I was just gonna be a getaway driver, and they're breaking someone out of prison, and I've always wanted to sort of like getaway drive from the prison.
That sounds fine.
It's like a childhood dream, It just sounded really good. Yeah.
I did meet a lady.
I'm so happy for you.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, she's married, and I don't think there's a possibility, but that's fine. It's fine. We didn't get into it. Did say something about like, it won't blow your cover, you won't blow mine. So maybe our cover's blown by this one individual. I gave the name Craig, so we should be fine. But just a heads up.
Okay.
Good thinking.
All right.
You look like a Craig.
I really do.
So yeah, I guess Carva's gonna try like really quick to just be like, okay, guys, I've got some other engagements pulling me away, but what are we looking at on time here?
So you head back to Hammer and the crew.
This is my massive ego. I don't think anything can go wrong for me.
That's right. That's right. Aisha's in there like cleaning off the consoles and stuff so that when you get back, it's all ready to go.
All right. We're gonna be getting the shuttle tomorrow. The job's gonna go down 3 days from now. I'll send you give me your contact information. I'll send you the location we're all meeting up.
Okay. Carmen would definitely have like some kind of like, not like a burner account, but just one that gets like forwarded to another account. So it's not like her real account. It's, back in the day, fans would want like something. It's just a whole thing. So she give like one of the like shell emails. or
as you're having this conversation, you hear across the communicator Benjiro say, "You're going to give them a fake name and a fake communication.
Yeah.
You are not going to be helping them break someone out of jail."
Okay. I've already given them a fake-ish name, and I will give them a fake-ish email to go with the fake-ish name.
Good. I don't want to have to explain this to our higher-ups.
Okay. Then don't.
Okay.
And I'll just really quickly make my exit. I'm like, okay, sorry, I have to go. A lot of ships to drive, a lot of places to drive them very quickly.
So many prisoners.
Oh man, Hammer trusted you.
Hey, I will get the email with the information. It is accessible to me. Maybe we have time.
Okay.
Maybe I need some extra cash on the side. Listen, we'll see.
Okay. I'm gonna actually real quick step aside here for a moment. This is the end of the first part. This is a solid place to stop. It's gonna get dicey as far as places to stop in a little bit. It's 9:10 over here. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, this is a solid spot for me. This is really surprising. Like, thank you for creating opportunity for.
This is so good. This is a blast.
There's so many good like NPC interactions and just surprising moments, which I love.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's been a while since I've been able to be
cucumber.
Never in my life did I think I would have that opportunity because of a fruit.
You know what did it was when you said they were like obsessed with or whatever. I was immediately thinking of Spirited Away, that roasted newt.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was like, oh man, I know these people so well. Let's do this. They won't even be able to stop themselves. If you give me something that looks like a cucumber, they're gonna die.
Oh, perfect.
Oh my god. All right. Well, everybody, thanks a ton for watching. We are gonna sign off here. As always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crids.